Hi Miriam.
Hi Elsie, how are you?
I'm good. It has been long.
Long is an understatement. It's been months. Like
Months. Oh my
The
god.
last time we were together is around June.
Yeah.
We are in
And we are
November.
still in Nairobi.
Yeah.
Aye, let me tell you.
Same county, you know.
Same county. But let me ask you, have you seen like hours are moving really fast and days are moving, people are busy, like life is becoming harder, busy every day. Have you realized that?
I would not say harder.
Uh-huh.
I think life is just getting busier as we grow older.
Yeah.
You have a lot of things to do at the same time, the same person.
Yeah.
Because you have not multiplied, you're not Elsie in times 2.
Uh-huh.
You're Elsie. But the things on your basket have doubled.
I
so
know.
time
I
is
know.
limited.
I know, really.
Yeah.
It has been long. I'm glad to see you.
Nice to see you.
Welcome to the channel. Though we've just met, I know you guys, we don't have a specific topic for today, but I want to welcome you all to this channel, Motivational Elsie. Please subscribe. Today I'm hosting a very special guest, my friend, my prayer partner. And she just called me the other day and told me, Elsie, I still miss to see your videos. And I was like, I need someone to come and talk, because actually life is busy and every day things are running and you don't know even how to explain about time. And she was ready for it, guys, and here she is. And we just said we're just coming here to chat, like just talk general things, of course, about marriage and relationship. As you know, she's a young girl. I'm a old woman in a marriage who has been in marriage for so many years. And so guys, we have a lot to offer. Yes, so Miriam.
Yes. Are you old? You're not an old woman.
Of course, I've been married for some years.
I don't agree. You're a young babe out here.
Okay.
You're not an old woman.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, but anyway, what can we say? What can we discuss anyway? First of all, tell me, the time I left you, you're single.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that phone call.
It has changed. Unfortunately, we're still there. We are still, not unfortunately, actually. Still good
lucky.
news. I'm lucky. I'm still.
You're still enjoying the gift of being single.
Yes, I am still enjoying singlehood. And I'm telling you, I'm driving. It's becoming a comfort zone.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Guys, it's so good if you know someone who is so proud of the status they are in, because actually there's no pressure. Like so many people are saying, yeah, you're getting old, you're doing this, but there's no pressure, guys. Miriam here is enjoying being single. I'm also enjoying being in marriage. Marriage is good. And from the last time we left, I'm still married.
Very important.
Yes. Married to one man, you know.
Yeah.
Nowadays you can be married, but married to another
Just the
gender.
other day.
Yes. So
So
today,
somebody was married to 2 men.
yes,
Yeah.
and you know things are changing. Overnight you can hear Elsie has been married to another Elsie, and there's nothing you can say about
I'll
it.
be like, okay,
Yes.
no choice. But deep inside, I'm like, unfortunately, we have lost Elsie.
Yeah, I know. So thank you so much for coming, Miriam. You're becoming beautiful every day. I don't know if the years are going backwards, because
We age
the way you're
you
looking.
know, slowly but beautifully, you know.
Wow,
Yeah.
I thank God for that. Yeah, you can tell us the secret. So, how have you been managing as a single lady, knowing that out there, I know maybe there's people asking you, or maybe the parents or anything. How have you managed to be single, not expecting to call, babe, I need this, babe, help me with this? You know, like us married, everything you're like, if you're stuck anywhere, you're calling your husband. If babies are misbehaving, you're calling your husband. If anything, you're just calling them. Like you literally sometimes depend on them so much. So how have you been managing this? Just explain to us.
I think for some beautiful reasons, I am comfortable not being dependent on anybody.
Wow.
For some beautiful reason. I don't know the reason, but it's a beautiful one.
Yeah.
Because I don't find myself seated at a corner thinking that I need to call somebody, or I need to share this problem with somebody. Or maybe it's a trauma, because maybe it's a trauma. Guys, you should tell me. Probably it's a trauma. I really will not even call my mom or my dad to tell them I'm going to they'll be hearing stories. I went through this, I'm okay, and I am doing okay. So for me,
is that normal, Miriam?
I'm asking, it's probably a trauma. That's what I'm saying, guys. I start to be corrected. Probably it's a trauma. I do very well. Like I encounter something, I analyze it, I break down. It's okay. I cry, guys. I cry, and then I wake up and face it.
And face
like
it.
Nothing happened.
Don't you think that is a spirit of being a man by yourself? do you have a spirit of a baby girl? Because I believe at your age, sometimes you don't get overwhelmed like I wish he was here to do this.
It is overwhelming. I look at my TV and look like, this thing should have been moved a little bit, and then I'm like, so you're going to move it
yourself?
You're going to move it.
Yeah.
And then I kept quiet. I asked, now that's why being single is not that interesting at some point. You need to move that furniture in the house, then you will remember.
Yes.
Madam, you have muscle. You don't have muscle.
Yes.
So I have to call people outside to come and help.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I miss my kid. I wish I had a man.
Oh,
For a slight minute. For a minute. For a slight minute. I'm like, then I'm like, you can do this. And I actually will do it. I usually say, if I put my mind at doing something, it is difficult, yes. But Miriam is going to do it.
What?
She is going to do it.
Hey.
Yes.
And those people, for the ones that say, like, I'm a babe, I can't do some things. So where do you place them? Because I know there are girls out there or ladies out there that are like, I need to be soft. Like I should be treated soft. I'm single, yes, but I can still be treated soft. And you look for those people that can actually treat you soft.
Well, I am a soft girl when I need to.
Yeah.
Try when there's a man in the house.
Yes.
I don't even know how to lift that basket I lift alone.
Oh, okay.
Like, any petition? I all of a sudden changed to somebody very timid. Yes. But the moment I have nobody in control, I transform. I don't have an option.
You transform to being now the person in charge.
Yeah.
I get it.
That's it.
So if you read the book of the power of a praying woman, in fact those are the aspects they are talking about, and they are advising young ladies. Like you can actually depend on God, and you can actually get strength of which whatever you think someone else can make you happy or do for you, then God can actually stand on the gap for
He
that.
can do actually not even better. He will do way better
than if you depend on someone else. Yes.
Because just the other day I was looking at my financial status and I'm wondering, so how have you been managing this? Because I follow every financial advice you have seen on these books.
Yes, you follow
it.
Wow.
But the question is, at some point you do your own salary, because we are salary.
Yes.
It's not making sense, but things are making sense, but the salary is not making sense. I only know that is entirely on God.
Yeah, I know.
Entirely
depending on God, like raising the seed of faith inside you that helps you to manage. Because if you compare the kind of life you're living as a single person and the kind of money income that is coming in, it's not comparable.
I look at myself, I'm like, you're looking so good.
Yes,
you're looking so good.
Yes.
And who would you say is doing this?
Wow.
When you walk out, people will generally say she has a man somewhere. You know that?
Yeah.
People will judge you like that. Her nails look pretty. Yeah.
Oh.
Her hair is well done. I'm like, my guy, my God.
That is beautiful.
My God in heaven. Because there is no human being to attribute to any success story in my life.
Yes. And anyway, even the man that will come in your life, they're also struggling. And then they're not depending, like they need their wives so that they can succeed anyway.
They should come. I usually tell myself, he's coming not to meet somebody who depends on them. Because if I depend on him entirely, I will drain him.
Yes.
He will start feeling, no, this is a pattern.
And then what's the work of God then?
And then why on earth would I depend on a man?
Yes.
At any moment God will cut the bread then I'll be left.
Thank you.
And then I'll be left wondering where. And then you get into depression saying I would not have made it because my husband is not here.
Oh, that's a good one. So now, I know you're not organized for this.
Yeah.
And I just called you, I told you we'll be chatting.
Yeah.
But then guys expect more of this because we're not keeping quiet anymore. We are just coming here to chat. You just listen to stories. Now, I want us to discuss a few things. Why do young people get married? Like, I know you know some reasons, but now I want us to discuss in details. Like, for example, what is the main reason for people getting married? Of course, it's for God's promises to be fulfilled. People marry according to the biblical teachings to fulfill God's purpose in their lives. But now you find that you are deviating. Most of the young people, they are deviating from that simply because of different reasons. So, for example, which reason? I'll also give mine and explain. Because now inside you're just coming here to chat. Just tell me one reason you think people get married.
With the Gen Zs,
yes.
I will tell you those guys are getting married for pleasure.
Pleasure. Yeah. Oh my God, pleasure.
When you listen to their conversations, it's around very small, petty things. It's not deep. Very few, you will hear them talking of real. You know, we say it's not all lovey-dovey. At times get into real finances, get into our kids.
Yes.
I found a couple who have actually gotten married, a church wedding, but never discussed the number of children they will have when dating. So they're now filing for divorce at 27 because the husband wants 6 kids.
And the wife?
And the wife wants 2 kids. And they cannot find an agreement. So why did these people get married in the first place? That was entirely a pleasure, a momental thing. Let's go and...
Okay, like they come together and they decide we are just marrying for fun.
Yeah, let's go get married.
And then that is actually completely opposite of what the Bible says.
A few minutes ago you said people are getting married to legalize sex.
Yes.
Now these are church kids legalizing sex.
Or simply because they want to have sex legally. So now we can marry so that actually we don't shame ourselves by having sex out of wedlock. So, hey, guys, this is so beautiful because I believe, I don't believe, I suspect like most of the marriages are based on that because you're like, no, I don't want to have sex out of wedlock. So the best thing, let's marry. But do you think that is actually the God's purpose?
It's the worst reason. Because God actually, marriage as God designs for companionship. It's purely companionship.
Yes.
The rest, it's like seek first the kingdom of God and the rest
shall be added.
The rest just follows.
So what do you think happens to someone who marries just because they want to have sex legally? Like they are not misbehaving out there. They are not saying like people are not talking about them. You see, people will talk about you. Like for example, if you get married, if you have sex, and people know that maybe those guys are having sex, and then you're like,
you get isolated in the church.
You get isolated.
You know, the church is very religious. Instead of picking up people and trying to take them as Christ wants them, the church is actually pushing away.
Yes.
You know the Bible says the church is
what do you mean they are pushing away?
Pushing away. If you have sex and the church knows, the members of the church, I will not call them Christians because Christians don't do that. Members of the church will discuss you. If they discuss you, you get discouraged. You condemn yourself. Remember Romans, for there shall not be condemnation. You remember? So if you get condemned in the church, you are pushed away from the church.
So does it validate the reason for people marrying to have sex now?
The people are doing that to get validated in church. They want to fit in.
Oh my God. Okay guys, so ask yourself, is your marriage based on because you wanted to have sex? Let's discuss this guys because it's so heavy. Because you might not be intended to marry soon, but because of maybe the way things are in the church or people around you, you married. And
you know, the church today is interesting. You look at people, or you hear conversation. If every day you go to church and you maybe the pastor's kid, and every person in church is asking you, hey Elsie, when are you getting married? today, tomorrow, the other day. Hey, na Elsie umeka, Elsie is your partner. You know that conversation gets into you.
Oh,
you finally get depressed.
Yeah.
So people are actually getting married for validation in church.
Oh.
Because if you keep asking me, if all my age mates are married in church and you realize, then you keep pushing me.
Yes.
Why are you not getting married? Where is your partner? On a wedding day, I'm serving just, let's say, ushering. It's me serving a friend on her wedding day. Yes. I am ushering innocently. Then you come from nowhere and ask me, Nayako ni lini? What is that going to tell me?
So that means also pressure from people. So you're like, let me just do this thing, and so that it can move out of my face, because everyone is like asking. Nowadays, I've been told also parents ask.
Yeah.
Like you do masters, you finish your degree, you do your masters, and the parents are telling you, now next time we are coming, let's come for your wedding. So most of the people are pushed actually to marry just because of the pressure from their parents, from colleagues, from relatives, and so forth. So do you think that marriage will actually work according to God's plan, or what do you think could happen to this kind of marriage?
You would get in such a marriage and things still work out for you.
Yeah.
Why? If you get into it and then realize your mistake and run to God.
Yeah.
God
can sort you.
God will sort you. He will sort your marriage. And there are so many arranged marriages out here, which the woman or the man realized this one, if we don't ask God to come in, it's a mess. And when God comes in everything just raises up.
Sure.
So any marriage will work. It doesn't matter how you started it. So I don't discourage anybody. It's because you're here, you have to go back. Just invite God in your situation, and He will give you direction. Yeah. But again, you discover 80% of the marriages that are breaking up today, the highest number of divorces are church weddings.
Church weddings. Oh my God.
Are church marriages.
God forbid, because of the wrong reasons that you entered.
So why did you get married? Were you ready for it? No, the church pressured me to do it. So the guy you married, we just started dating, and the pastor, the reverend, started organizing a wedding for us, and we got married. And that's why we are here. Oh my God. Then also, some get married because they want kids. Yeah. There are some people, like for example, you've grown up in a family that maybe you don't have kids, and you're like, I want to get my own kids. Or maybe your reason is not even for eternity. You just need kids. That's why you see so many people, they are like, I just need kids and I'm okay. I'm here because I've had this statement with women, especially career women. Yes. They look at things and they're like, at this point I think just getting married is not my thing. But 1 or 2 kids and then I move on. Wow. But you hear them, they don't want multiple baby daddies, so what they do? They get one. They get one, pretend to be in marriage, get kids, and then please have your way, allow me to be. So is it God plans really for people just to marry, to get kids? That's people misusing marriage. Yeah, because the intentions of God was not like for you to get in marriage, then you have kids, then you disappear, or you go separate ways. The Bible says God hates divorce. Oh my God. So when you get married and get divorced, you are definitely not doing what God wanted you to do. Exactly. You are definitely not doing as God intended you to be. Wow. So, and again, people are getting married to have kids because of the doctor's report. Doctor's report. What about doctor's report? When a doctor tells you you have a high chance of fibroids, you need to have this. Women are at a higher risk of making that. I have a friend who actually made a decision to have kids because of a doctor's report. Not to get married, but to have kids. Oh my God. She didn't want marriage. But I thank God today her marriage just worked out for her. But back in campus, when she got married in campus, she literally got married, not even married, cohabited because of the health issues. The doctor told her, please go get a kid because she could not have a menses for long, those things. And then the doctor tells you, your solution is one, go and have a kid. And she's like, I'm not going to lose myself because of a kid. She gets into it and gets kid. Wow. And then realizes this guy might not be my guy, but thankfully the Lord just worked
worked out things.
But there are so many people out there who are doing that. Just the doctor report, then you go tell your boyfriend, yo, we are getting married.
And that's all.
Yeah.
Just because you want kids.
Yeah.
Wow, I think that is maybe some, we need to really discuss about this so much, because there are so many reasons. Like for example, what is the right age for someone to get married?
Apparently, age is just a number.
Thank you. So why is it that so many people are like, is there a right age for you to get married as a lady?
Well, I would say I'm not advising anybody to get married at 19 or 20.
At 19,
It's a bit, because even your body is not ready for every activity that comes with marriage.
Yes.
But again, I would not ask a woman when you're getting married at 60. I would not ask her that.
Yeah, because there's also pressure from people saying that you're getting older. Like I had some boys saying like, for us men, yes, the reality is a man can marry at any age. But girls, I think, or ladies out there, I think we should not get pressure too because of our age. Actually, if it's God's timing, actually your marriage is coming. Because I believe marriage is not for one day. It's not a one day affair.
It's a lifetime commitment.
Yeah, it's a lifetime commitment.
And before people make this commitment, they ever even ask, I wonder if they ask themselves if they are actually ready to wake up besides one single man for the rest of their life.
Yeah, and you can imagine.
To put yourself out there, not for yourself.
Yeah.
Remember, you're no longer Elsie. Yeah. Your mama, so and wife too. Yes. So as you put yourself out there, you'll not be putting yourself out there as Elsie.
Oh
you become a brand.
You become a brand.
You are a brand.
And that's all. And imagine, marriage is a permanent commitment. Yeah. You can imagine someone joking with this thing. It's like you're entering there and going out again. Our viewers today, we actually want to pass this message to everyone. Like, if you're deciding to get married, know that this is something that has been ordained by God. It's something that once you enter, there's no option about it. It's not a contract. Marriage is a covenant, actually. Marriage is a covenant. And you know, covenant, you can't break it. Because once it's a relationship, once you started it, it takes like God for you to break that thing. So most of the people, they are taking marriage as a casual thing.
It is looking more like a game.
It's a game.
Did you catch me? No, I will catch you next time. You understand?
Yes.
So you caught me, but I'm better. I hit better this time round. So in the end of it all, you find people out here very depressed. In marriages sorry to say this, but you might find people in marriages, but they're super depressed.
True. Let me tell you now this from experience, yeah? Like for example, you've seen so many people. Like for example, before you become a doctor, how many years do you go to study?
7 years.
7 years. Yeah. Right now, you are a finance or a marketer. How many years do you study? 4 years.
4 years.
But now, look at these people. You enter into marriage and you expect everything to work perfectly well. Yeah. Knowing very well, you've not invested actually so much in this thing.
Like you didn't even invest in your dating.
Yes.
You are like, I wake up, I see my guy, and you don't even talk of.
Yes.
Then you go home and realize this guy wakes up at 5, you wake up at 7. He does not want the lights on by 5:30.
Yes.
You want your lights. You know, you start fighting of petty things, and then you wondering, then why did I even get here?
Why did I get here? But one message I would love to encourage, there are those marriages that are actually working. And they're not working just because those couples are perfect. They're not working because those couples are really good or they are well behaved, or maybe they had a template, or they have a lesson, they prepare a lesson or something. Marriages are working because it's a lifetime commitment. Once you enter there, remember, this is someone who has been brought up in their families for the last, let's say, 25 years. And you came in as a new, really, truly person. And actually, you want actually to change this person. And this person has been brought up for the last 25 years. Their parents did not change them. Your parents did not change you.
It's really fun when
And
hear
you
somebody
want-
dating
yes,
somebody
yeah.
who's not a Christian,
Yeah.
and you hear them say they will get born again in marriage. You
Oh
look at them
my
and
God.
wonder.
Yes.
So you mean he's 31 years old? He never made the decision to be a Christian. And you, my sister, you're going to live with him for how many years?
But now, let me comment something about that. Unless God does it himself.
It is not you.
Because it's
cannot
actually
change.
hard to change someone.
You cannot change.
Yeah.
A character is built.
That's
You
all.
cannot demolish.
It becomes more. The more, like, if you're kind, when you get married,
You become kinder.
you
Because
become kinder.
You know,
Yes.
if you're drunkard, if you get married, the pressure, the thing that comes with marriage,
Yes.
the responsibilities might take you to drinking. So
Even
if,
more.
If your support system is not in the Lord,
Yes.
you will break down and get to worse position.
And then you imagine, you see when people are dating, tell me this if it's true. When people are dating, there are some red flags you see. There are some things you see, and then you're like, no, it was just that day, just leave it. Let me tell you, the reality is, whatever you're seeing right now, when you're dating, it is what is gonna happen when you get married more times. Like if someone is maybe when you're talking, they're interrupting you, they're not respecting you, that is what is gonna happen. Many times it will be doubled. So, as we conclude this conversation, I know we can talk and talk and talk and talk, but we have next time, guys. Watch out for the next video. We shall be discussing these things more and more, and we shall see exactly how we can help ourselves, especially the people that are dating and also the people that are already married, because there are real things that are not discussed in church. There are real things that are not discussed in families. Like, for example, when is the last time did your parents called you and told you, my son or my daughter, this is how you should behave in marriage, this is what you should not be doing? Not many. Never.
Actually, never.
Yes.
I have never had my man to give me a Kenya marriage.
Actually, there's no one, unless you are lucky enough to go premarital counseling or to pass through a pastor who is really investing in marriage. But before you marry, before you start dating, just have that intentionality, knowing that as much as you're living two people, you cannot change a person. Once you commit to that person, you're committed to living with that person, with the weaknesses, with whatever they have, with ups and downs. You're committing to that. And if you feel you can actually go there and change, then you're not ready for marriage.
You're not even actually. That's not your partner.
Yes.
If your aim is to go change him,
or her,
the truth is that is not your life partner.
Yes.
Because we're not saying you're looking for perfection.
Of course,
we are
it's not
also saying
perfection.
if both of you cannot talk the same language,
yes,
you're in the wrong.
Of course. Let me comment something on that. We're not saying like you guys, you're coming together and being the same. You cannot be the same. Of course, the Bible says two will be joined together and they will be one. But you are not saying that you will be the same. Of course, you will be different. You will be yourself. I'll be myself. But the thing is, be able to accommodate each other, because actually you're in this thing together. The earlier the better.
The beauty of difference is that when you have one baseline, which is Christ,
yes,
that despite of your difference, it all narrows down to what would Christ do in this situation.
Yes.
Because I have my opinion, Elsie has her own opinion.
Yeah.
So we are banging heads because we don't want the opinion is not my opinion.
Yes.
But by the end of the day, we need to find a solution for this family to work.
Yeah.
So if one person is not actually a Christian and cannot narrow down to what would Christ do,
yes,
you will never find a solution. Because you will be narrowing down to what would Christ do as a Christian.
Yeah.
And he will be narrowing down to what would the world do? Run, go for beer, sleep outside, fight.
Yeah.
You like, we need to talk about this, But him is like, let's fight. Let me go and take her cocoa. Let me walk away.
Let me hide.
Let me gaslight.
Let me not face her.
Yes, you see.
Yes.
So you think no matter how different your opinions are,
you can actually sit down and discuss.
Yes.
And by sitting down, there is nothing too hard, guys. There is nothing too hard, guys. If two people decide to sit down and say, we want to make this thing work, it can actually work.
Like Elsie, this is the problem. This is how you see it. This
Yes.
is how I see it.
How can we
how
go
do we
through
maneuver
it?
this?
Yes.
You want red.
Yes, I'm
I
different.
want black.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
what is the mixture of